Hey ho. Yesterday I just completely fell asleep, tired, and I couldn't record this summary. But I have some news from my work yesterday. I managed to make everything work so that all the hosters that got assigned in this contract successfully receive and store the data. What was the problem? The problem that I had was that here we have a function callback. So when we call from the service API to the attester to verify and forward the encodings, we also pass a callback. And this callback is triggered when we receive data from the encoder. And we call this callback. And here we are then passing this data to the compare encodings. Oops, here. So I have to clean this a little bit here. And we are waiting that we get a chunk, the same chunk from 3 different encoders. And then when we receive this, we return the call. We call another callback that we pass in here. And this is the callback this is this one. And what was happening? I was receiving this response basically only 13 times, although I am in this whole scenario working with 39 chunks. So it was just returning 1/3 and always consistently. So what was the problem is that here we were calling a callback, but we were calling only the callback that came into this function once, the last one that we received. So 3 encoders, a tester was calling the callback 3 times for each encoder, and only the last callback was called back. So it was basically just once responding back to the attester, just the 3rd one, the last one that called this callback. But what was supposed to happen is we are actually storing here for each index, we are storing an encoder key, the size of the chunk, and the callback. So when all these encodings for the certain index, when we have 3 of them and we compare them and we see if there is any invalid encoding, then we're supposed to call a callback for each encoder that is stored under this message index. So we're pushing them here in. And this was not happening, so we were just calling one time a callback, and this was basically saying, oh, you just have, I don't know, some certain amount of chunks hosted, but not all of them. So this was one of the little kind of bugs that were hiding there. And there were also some other thing, like some promise that didn't resolve properly. But yeah, if we now check, for example, hoster, when everything is done, let me just see where this is. So when hoster stores everything, it resolves it here. And this is the stored data that is pushed into all hosted. And then, yes, we are here basically resolving all the promises for this all hosted. And when all of them are resolved, we log this. All data successfully hosted and also what amount of chunks. So this happens 6 times because we have 2 contracts. We have 1 contract with 2 amendments, one with 10 chunks, one with 3 chunks, and we have for each of these amendments 3 hosters. So we're getting basically 6 times logs, 3 times for the amendment with 3 chunks and 3 times for the amendment with 10 chunks. It's a little bit complicated, but it works. That's the point of the story. So now I can go out and enjoy.